This is the fifth video in the series designed for band members in the use of Basecamp. This video will cover an introduction to editing of routes. If you're continuing straight on from the last video, you won't need to restart Basecamp, but if you shut Basecamp down, you'll need to restart it. Make sure you have your sat-nav plugged in. If you just plug it in, remember we will have the boxes showing us what's stored on the card, which can be closed, and also Garmin Express will open to check for updates. Close everything down. Now we can open Basecamp. Once Basecamp has opened, you can close the welcome page and also check that Basecamp is talking to your sat-nav. If Route 108 is not selected yet, click onto it and then click onto the list inside it. Once we do this, in the bottom window you should be able to see the route and also the track that was used to create the route. You can see the route needs recalculating just to bring it onto the track. If I double left click the route in the window and then come down to recalculate, you can see that the route has now recalculated itself over the majority of the track that was originally used to create it. We want to be able to move the route around, so select the pan icon, which is the hand, if it's not already selected. I can now drag the route across and then I can zoom in using the wheel to have a look at the route. I can see at the start of the route that when it's been recalculated, it's missed this area of motorway here. This was originally designed to be kept into the route. If I zoom back out, there's another section here, and also another section here at the end. I found with most of the band routes that I've looked at that this is an issue because of the type of vehicle used in the preferences is different to the type of vehicle that was used when the route was originally created. A quick fix for this is if you change the type of vehicle to driving and then allow it to recalculate, the majority of the route, if not all of it, has been fixed. You could now save this to your sat-nav just by selecting the route, right clicking and send to your sat-nav. But let's go and have a look at manipulating the route. I'm going to change it back to motorcycling curvy roads. And so I've deliberately made the route miss the track. The route is made up with various waypoints in it. Waypoints are fixed points that the route must travel through. So you'll note that Basecamp has gone from this waypoint to this waypoint, but has chosen a different route to get there to the way that was originally created. If we want to manipulate the route, we need to go and change the menus. If you come up to the top bar and right click in space, this gives us a list of the menu bars that are available to us, and also the ticked ones are ones that are in use. You need to select Edit Features. When you click Edit Features, another short toolbar is added. These can be moved around by literally hovering over the end point of it, clicking and dragging, and I can move it roughly to where I want. I can then grab it and move and nudge all the other toolbars along. And this is my editing toolbar. I'm just going to zoom right in to the start of the route, and we can see that the route comes out of the Motorcycle Museum but then wants to take us down to Catherine de Barnes. I need to change it to tell it to follow the M42. To do this, if you go to your editing menu and we have the option to insert. Now this won't insert waypoints, this will insert shaping points. Click onto it. So bring the cursor towards the route. You'll see that a big black line appears across the page. If I just zoom out a little bit, you can see that it goes between the two waypoints. If I move the cursor down to here, the black line now moves between the next two waypoints. It's between these two waypoints that I need to change it. So hover until I get the black line and then left click anywhere. This activates the elastic band. I can now click onto the motorway, which then starts to drop the route in. And every time I click, it's changing the route. The route is now correct. To cancel the elastic band, you can quickly right click, either that or press escape on the keyboard. I now want to pan along the route, but rather than having to go back to the hand, select the hand and drag it across, I can use the arrows on my keyboard. If I click the left hand arrow, it pans as though I'm driving along the route. I now need to go up the page, so I use the up arrow. And again back to panning left. I can see there's a small section here where the route hasn't snapped to the track. If I move the cursor close, I'm still in the insert command. If I've got the black line, I can then just left click, which creates me my elastic band. I'm just going to zoom in, left click onto the short section. It should update it. The elastic band's still there, so I can right click again. This just finishes the one section of editing and allows you to move on to the next. I use my arrows again to move me across the page. Just check there's nothing there. Follow the route along. You can zoom out also. And now I can see the next section that needs editing. I'm now going to find a point along the track. Left click onto it and the route is updated. Right click will cancel it temporarily. Continue on with my arrows. Just going to zoom out a little. There's my next section that needs editing. Bring the cursor down towards the route until the black line appears. Left click once to start the elastic band between the two waypoints. And now I can come and edit my route. If I look in here, the route has gone round and missed the A49 completely. So I'm going to go and pick it up in various places. And now with a couple of clicks, the route has rectified itself. But I can see further up here, it's missed again. This time I'm going to leave it connected, the elastic band, and just scroll across the page using the arrows. And pick some more points. I'm still between the same set of waypoints, so I can just continue picking points along my track that I want the route to follow. And then right click to finish. If you click back onto the insert command, it should turn it off. And it automatically goes to the hand. And that is the route complete. I can now red cross on the route to close it. I can then click onto my Route 108 in the box on the side. I'm going to right click, rename it. I'm just going to add modified on the end. Press enter. And I can now right click onto the route, send to, select my Zumo, say OK. If I just separate the windows, you can see the route has been transferred across because the green tick shows me it's there. This ends this video.